Hi guys, it's album review time. We've got New Horizon and Conquerors. This is the second album from this Frontiers project. This is coming out on June the 14th. Gate of the Gods came out in 2022. That was the debut album. So this is Jonah T from Heat's project. He does the lead and rhythm guitars and the bass and the keys. Nils Molin does the vocals. You got George Hanston Egg on the drums and a few other artists scattered throughout this album as well. So this is sort of like a bit like a concept album. The tracks are not linked, but the whole thing is, as an album, it delves into pivotal moments in history and the individuals who shaped them, it said on my promo copy, and thanks for Frontiers for sending it to me. So with this band, Eric Gromwall appeared on the first album. Initially it was meant to be an album, I believe, with different vocalists on each song. I'm so glad that Jonah T has not gone with that. I so much prefer the same vocalist throughout an album. It just makes the whole album a better listen for me individually. I can understand how people would love the variety of different singers as well, but for me, it rounds off the album nicely. You know, I prefer the same singer on the tracks, and obviously Eric Gromwall, man, what a singer! Amazing singer. And then he ended up going to Skid Row. Obviously, now he's not in Skid Row, and I can't wait to hear what Eric's doing in the future. But now Nils Molin comes on board from Dynasty, and man, well, I've got to say, he's an exceptional vocalist. The power, the tone, the range is just mad. I mean, I thought, you know, without Eric, oh, how can you do that? Well, Nils Molin has just nailed it. He really has. So this project is like actually named as, you know, Jonah T's power metal stroke metal project. So yeah, those metal elements are all over this. This is a power metal at times, and I think there's more, this is more geared towards straight up metal than power metal on the Gate of Gods album for sure. And that's why, you know, with the debut album, I preferred some songs than others. I'm not a huge power metal fan when it comes to that sing along sort of happier power metal. It's just not for me. It doesn't resonate. So like with the debut, like I said, I was drawn into tracks like, you know, Stronger Than Steel and the title track. They were honed in on more what I like. And but I can also understand people that, you know, like that power metal side. With the reactions I've done to the album so far, my least favourite song was a lot of people's favourite song that they put in the comments below the video, and that's fine. My view is not right, it's just my view. So as with the debut, with this album I lean more towards the straight up metal stuff rather than the more sort of sing along power metal side. It's just me, it's just what I prefer. So some of this album really resonates with me and it's brilliant, some of it not so much, and it's not to do with anything to do with the performances or the songwriting or the catchiness. It's just to do with the style of music. But I've got to say, these musicians, man, Jonah T is just, man, he's a genius. He really is. I mean, he can, all those instruments, but mainly the songwriting, his skills songwriting, he's just amazing. Nils Molin, man, he just blows it out of the water. He's amazing on this. I've got to say, I'm really, really impressed with his vocals. I've already said that. But man, I don't think Jonah T could have got a better replacement than Nils Molin. He does a fantastic job throughout this album. So I will talk about most tracks, and I might just touch upon the ones and talk about the ones that didn't resonate with me so much as well, just so I can cover most of the album. But the album kicks off with Against the Odds, pounding its fast power metal track in the vein of, you know, Halloween, so not really resonating with me. Expertly performed, like I said, catchy, but just not my taste. And then we go on to King of Kings. This was a single. Like I said, this was really popular in the comments below my video. And I've got to say, a big shout out to the fans of New Horizon as well. Sometimes I get a bit of grief when, you know, I say something, even when I say something's not, it doesn't resonate with me. People don't like that. They just want everyone to like the same thing. And there were some great comments under the King of Kings reaction. where I was complimentary of the song, outstandingly played, but just didn't resonate with me so much as the other two singles. And people were just, you know, this is my favourite song. This is an excellent song. No abuse whatsoever. And that's what it should all be about. It's just everyone's got a different opinion, have they? But King of Kings is the second track. Again, as against the odds, it's amazingly performed, but not fully in tune with my taste. Just one of those things, I suppose. Then we move on to Daimyo, the third track. Man, love this song. This is a 10 out of 10. It really is. Galloping, epic, almost like Heat doing an epic metal track. That's what it sounds like to me. The scale of the song, the way it sounds in general is huge. Expertly written by Jonah T, performed outstandingly by Jonah and Nils Molin. This is an outstanding track. Then we move on to Shadow Warrior. This is a punch to the face, this one. It really is. The metal riffs just hitting so hard. This sort of Eastern melodies running through the whole song. It's soaring. It is like a power metal chorus, but doesn't verge too much into that sing-along type stuff that doesn't resonate with me. The Shadow Warrior is another good track. Apollo, another single. Love this song. Another brilliant song that you could imagine Jonah T sort of penning for Heat as well, for sure. Atmosphere just oozing from this song. The chorus is irresistible, as I sort of almost find myself singing along to this one in the We're On Our Way part. It's just so hooky. This is just an earworm that will never leave your head. Amazing song. Fallout War is the next track I want to talk about. It's a cool metal track that almost gives me Primal Fear vibes, very aggressive in nature. Nils Molin, of course, sounding great, really menacing in the build up to the chorus. It's crunchy, melodic metal. Sort of sees the band hitting that fast, speedy power metal type song, but again, dumbing down those sort of sing-along parts. So it resonated with me again. Messenger of the Stars is another song I want to talk about. This branches itself nicely between power metal and traditional metal, this one. It's another powerful sort of performance by Molin, of course, as he effortlessly sort of hits those powerful high notes with ease and then sounds great in the lower ranges as well. A cool track. Edge of Insanity is the next one I want to talk about. Again, you wouldn't be blamed for thinking you were listening to a new Heat song here, but more metal. It's powerful as hell, man. It's strong. It's sort of European metal, just expertly performed in what is a standout track as well for me. Excellent stuff. And then they do a cover of Alexander the Great by Maiden. Very faithful to the original. But I mean, man, you've got to perform it. He's doing a Maiden track, a classic Maiden track. I'd say there's more synth work, sort of adding more of that power metal feel to parts of the song. But I mean, Neil Molin crushes it, man. And, you know, outstanding performance, obviously, on the original by Bruce Dickinson. And he does a great job, and they do it in general. It's a great track on the end. Don't know if I will listen to it that much, because I'm just not a cover person. And, you know, I almost prefer when bands do covers, they take like a pop song or something and turn it into a rock or metal song. That's what I prefer. So it's expertly done, but I won't get more out of that version than I will out of the original, if that makes sense. But a great song nonetheless. So guys, I know a lot of people are looking forward to this album. Don't blame them. It's a great album. It's out on June the 14th on Frontiers. Let me know if you're going to get it in the comments below, and I'll see you soon.